Dominic, what have you seen while we're working with Gracie and me for the past week, 2 weeks, week?
Well, I'll start with Gracie.
Yeah.
What I've seen is Gracie's pattern that she initially came in with, she definitely still has. And I like to communicate that as, think of it as gears on a car: first, second, third, fourth, fifth reverse. You don't want to get rid of any one of those gears because there's a time and a place for them. But the question is, can we be more effective at getting into those gears and getting out when they're appropriate? So it's great to have reverse to get out of the parking lot, but you don't want to try and go down the interstate that way. Mm-hmm. So with Gracie's patterns that she has that are rehearsed are the fear and I'm not worthy pattern. When that distortion includes the top and the lower part of the spine, which is the victim, I feel like I'm dishonored. Which are is it okay if we're getting into it? So those patterns that Gracie has is fear and being dishonored. That's what we call a double-ended distortion, two different parts of the spine, top and bottom, or a phase 5 distortion. Those people are the ones that are the most beat up. Those are the ones that have the toughest time in life, and those are the ones that have the most to contribute. In our profession, we typically refer to those people as the carriers of the light. It's as if they have this deep-seated wound and they have this motivation that as they go through life that they want to have meaning in their life, and they have a thirst for having meaning in their life, and they want to contribute in an amazing way. And I know that there's some people who can just sit under a tree in the woods and watch leaves drop and they feel fulfilled and there's no passion or desire. But the passion, but the wound that Gracie has, that double-ended distortion, that wound, those literally are the people that have the capacity to transform humanity, because they can't sit under a tree and be totally fulfilled. They have to contribute. Their life has to have meaning. It has to have purpose. So right now, in my opinion, Gracie's going through the middle of her stuff where she's experiencing it. It's uncomfortable. There's parts of her that enjoy the sameness and retreat to that, but there's a part of her that I feel is starting to get woken up. And if I were to pull out my crystal ball, I would say in the future, in the next few years, you're going to see Gracie being drawn to something where her life has to have meaning and it has to have purpose. And as long as she's following that thirst, she will have energy for days and she'll feel amazingly fulfilled. If she doesn't listen to that internal voice, that internal calling, she'll have tremendous pain. What is your perspective of that, Gracie?
No, I think you just nailed it. I love contributing, and my job in the future will be helping a group of people or individuals. I know for a fact. But yeah, I definitely get motivation through helping people as well. Like I don't wake up in the morning for myself. I wake up in the morning for my friends and to see them and my family.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you put it that way, because literally people that have that pattern that you have are not only the ones that have the most impact on the culture in a massively positive way, but those are the people also that suffer the most if they don't get to the gift side of that wound, but instead stay in their stuff. That's a horrible existence. Yeah. So good for you for having that awareness and for being open to that perspective, and no pressure.
I know.
But we have some big expectations for you in the future, Gracie.
Okay, good. What about Chunky?
Yeah, I'm actually interested as well too.
So what about Chunky? Chunky's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, Chunky's pattern is he has a huge heart. There's a lot of fear, and it feeds a lot of rage that he has. And the rage he has not yet gotten with. He's gotten worked on for a few days now. The pattern is obvious, but what I'm doing is every time he comes in, working with him to reconnect him to the rage pattern. And with the consciousness exercises, increase his awareness so he can learn to feel that energy and to express it in a constructive way rather than internalize it.
Sits there.
And it leads to depression, because rage internalized is depression. The same area is actually what we call the ray of passion. So Chunky's gift is to bring passion to the world and tremendous enthusiasm, but he needs to make friends with that, because right now he's on the wound end of that, which means he's internalizing it and he's not yet accessed it as a fuel source so that he could access that passion and literally bring that gift to the world. So if you guys watching, you want to know what your gifts are to the world, look at what your wounds are. And by getting to the other side of the wounds, which is really what network care is all about, and the work that Corey is all about is, hey, who are you as an individual? What is your uniqueness that you bring to humanity? We need you. Get through your stuff, get to the other side, because the world needs those gifts. So I'm excited to work with you over the next few weeks.
Honestly, your analysis was spot on. Like, that was very... Because I especially a couple of years ago, I got a lot better with the depression thing. That was one of my biggest... I was depressed. It was really bad. But I kind of found ways to cope with that and get through that and move through that. Obviously, it's never always permanently gone. It's just dealing with it, I found, is the biggest thing. And honestly, these exercises help me deal with it. That's why I'm so excited, because I'm like, I want to see that change. I want to see that evolution. So that's why I'm so pumped about all this stuff. That's why. We'll see. Yeah, even when you're just listening to the head, I was just kind of thinking about, like, wow, that's so accurate. It's crazy.
Really nailed both of us perfectly.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gracie.